Hi, and good morning here from Istanbul. My name is Kendy, and I'm a teacher from California. Today, we're going to be talking about progress. This will be a speaking class. So if you would like to join the class, please press the green join class button. And if you're new here, when you open the Hangout, we'll be in a Google Hangout. So if you can close the Verbling window that's playing in the background, or just mute it, so we can't hear because it creates an echo. Also, when you join, make sure that your microphone is not on mute, so we can hear you. And yeah, like I said, my name is Kendy. Hi, Adam. Can you hear me? Okay, so if you're talking, we can't hear you. You might want to go ahead and check your microphone. Make sure that it's not on mute. This class will be a speaking class, so I would like all of you to put your pens and papers away. I just want you to practice speaking as much as possible in this class. Adam, can you hear me? Oh, you have a slow connection. All right, so the first minute or so will be for Verbling Premium users, or for those people with a reservation. If you want to get a reservation in the class, there are a couple ways to do it. If you go to verbling.com in the live classes section, there should be a link up at the top, and it says get reservations. So you can do a couple different things to earn yourself some free reservations, so you can try it out. And if you'd like to be a premium member, then you can also go ahead and do that for unlimited reservations, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, the classes are free for everyone. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to get into the class. What I mean by progress today is, I guess everyone has their own definition of the word progress. What do I mean by that? As time goes on, lots of people want to say that we've progressed. But what do they mean? Do you mean technological advancements? Do you mean advancements in the medical field, in education? And does this idea of progress mean that it's moving forward in a good way? So I want to know what kind of progress has been made that you consider to be progress, maybe in your country or in your culture, or what do you think maybe is not so positive that others consider progress that maybe you don't? So I want to talk about maybe culture, society, comparing the past, present, and the future. So let me go ahead and see. Wolfie, can you hear me? All right, I can't hear you. What about Manuel? Chetan?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I can hear you. I'm good.
Great.
How are you too?
I'm great, thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from India.
India, okay. Welcome, thanks for being here. Adam, are you there? Let's see, you have a slow connection. Hi, Dina, nice to see you again. All right, Manuel, let's try one more time.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, great, thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Okay, great, welcome, thank you for being here. And Wolf, are you there? All right, I've seen you in some of my classes, Wolf, but I haven't been able to hear you so far. I don't know, you might want to check your microphone.
Hi.
Okay, oh, there you are.
Can you hear me at the moment?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks for being here. Where are you from?
I'm from Gotham City.
From where?
Gotham City.
Are you saying, I don't know why I'm hearing Gotham City. Is that where you're from? Can you type it out? I think there's something going on with the sound I'm not hearing very clearly. But thank you for being here. So I want to talk about progress. This word, just the word alone. Chetan, what does progress mean to you?
Which type of progress are you talking about? The country progress or individual progress or something?
I guess we could talk about, I mean, it all kind of works together, right? So when you hear this word, what do you think of?
Okay, I think of country progress because here people, politicians and government people are trying to put their effort to make things good, but they are not actually doing so. Because recently we have a corruption in purchasing some military helicopters with Italy, and there is a big scam made by government officials. So actually, people think that there is progress is still going on with the country, but it's not actually.
Why are they saying that it's progress?
They think only of their own self. They don't give a better look. They don't see the country situation exactly what it be.
Hmm. Okay. All right. And you are saying that it's not.
Yeah, it's not. The poverty level is still there,
Hmm.
and the rich becomes more rich and the poor become more poor.
Hmm.
So I think there is no progress.
What do you think about individual progress?
Yeah, of course, every person is trying to improve his status, his personality, his income sources. So individual progress is good. If a person is literate, then definitely it's going to reach to his goal. But if a person is poor who don't literate, then how he's going to improve his condition? Because rich people needs to think about themselves also.
So do you think about education? The more education a person has,
Of course,
that's something
yeah,
you would consider progress, education?
of course.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Manuel, what about you? What do you think of when you hear the word progress?
Well, I think about all the means that allow us to improve our standard of living.
Okay. And so what ways would you consider to be improvement?
Well, as you were talking about individual progress, I think that education is the main important thing. And also, I think that it's very important the rights that we have these days. If you compare with the to the past, when there were kings and well, other kind of governments, you can see the difference. There's a great difference between those days and the current days.
And which do you think are better?
Of course, I think these days are better. Of course,
And why?
imagine if you were the king or the queen, you may be all right. But imagine you were a slave or something similar. Your life would be miserable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Wolf, are you with us?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
listening to you.
All right, great. So what do you think of when you hear the word progress? What does that mean to you?
The progress means to me is development, basically.
De okay, like what
Development,
kind of develop? Mm-hmm.
but all kinds of development. But I think I don't know what to say about progress because it's very expensive. We can call cultural progress, we can call scientist progress, we can call healthcare progress, we can, I don't, it's very expensive.
You can't call science progress?
Yeah, science progress, cultural progress, there are a lot of progress, I mean progress related to,
Oh,
uh,
it's very,
I mean
are
very
you saying it's
expensive.
very broad? Expansive? Maybe
Yeah,
it's a broad idea. Okay.
absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right, well, let's talk about, okay, we've had countries mentioned and individuals, so let's talk about cultural progress. So we can focus in on that aspect. What do you think of, what to you is cultural progress?
cultural progress.
Yeah.
I don't, I think the first thing, to coming to my mind at the moment is a cultural progress. If you look at Italy's Renaissance, it's cultural progress. If you look at in history, we can come across a lot of progress related to, and in Renaissance is a big event. I mean, I don't know just this at the moment. It's coming to my mind.
All right, well, good. No, thank you. Think about that. Robbie, thank you for being here. Can you hear us? So we can't hear you if you're speaking. You might want to check your microphone settings. I don't know if it's on mute.
Did you understand? Did you understand what I said?
Right, yeah, you're talking about cultural progress, moving forward. Cool.
Sorry, but did you understand what I said? Because you seems lost.
Oh no, I just was trying to get everyone to like share their ideas on what their idea of progress is. This is something that I want to discuss between all of you. We're all from different places, and I want to know, I mean, everyone has different ideas of what is progress. And so I want to know, based on your definition of it or your perception of it, do you feel like your country or your culture or where you are or the world in general is reaching progress?
Yeah, I said that is a if you look at the Middle Age, I mean in Italy, is a Renaissance is a good example for cultural progress.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? I don't know.
Yeah, can you expand on that? Why is that?
Why is that? Because if you look at in Renaissance, we can see a lot of revolution, especially related to art and for other stuff. We can see really big revolution. It means really progress.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be progress to me. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. And what do you think about, someone has also mentioned individual progress. What do you think about that?
Individual progress? You mean self-care? Maybe we can call self-care. I don't know. Education. If you will focus on the individuals, progress means for individuals getting degree or I mean something like that. Getting married. I mean having children. It's kind of progress.
Having children?
Yeah, because it's social progress. It means social progress.
Huh. Okay. All right. So there you go. Being educated, having children. Okay, that seems to be a popular answer. Thank you, Adam. What about you? Can you hear us? I know you said you had a slow connection. Just wondering. All right. Well, we still can't hear you. Robbie, are you there? We can't hear you, so you might want to check your microphone because I can see you talking, but we can't hear what you're saying. All right. Education, that's been a popular answer, but that's another thing. What do you mean education? Are you guys talking about formal education in institutions, universities, or what do you think about informal education, life experiences, and doing different things? Do you guys, would you consider that education? Would you consider that progressing? Shetan? Shetan? Adam, almost. I think we almost heard you. Sorry about that. Chetan, can you hear me? Okay. Manuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can.
All right. What do you think about a lot of people have said education, an individual can progress and improve themselves through education. And are you guys talking about formal education in a university system, or could you also include informal education and life experience?
Well, I think that life experience has always happened since the old times. So, but the main difference is that these days I think we have a lot of information from other parts of the world, as we live in a global world. So we can broaden our experience by the information that we gather from other sources. So, well, I think we're improving in that area too. But as I told you before, I think that experience in life has always happened. It's nothing new. I mean.
Right, it's nothing new. And do you think it's just as important, or more important, or less important than formal education?
Of course, I think it's really important. It's extremely important. You may know some of your friends, for example, when you went at school, when you went to school, that they got the best marks, and when they grow up, they lack of confidence or an experience of life, and some of the people that went, let's say, as intelligent as them at school, they overtake them in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing. Eric, welcome to the class. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Great. Hi, nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
You changed your name to Eric.
Yeah, and I changed my hairstyle as well.
It looks really nice. Well, thanks for joining us again. I don't know, have you been following the discussion so far?
Well, not really. I just saw the title. The topic we are talking about today is progress.
Yeah. What does that word mean to you? What do you think of when you think of progress?
I think it's like improve a lot than different than ever.
Improving?
Improving than ever, like you change than before. Yeah.
You change from before. So, for example, we've mentioned cultural progress, social progress, also individual progress. What would be some things that you consider to be, or some examples of cultural progress, either in the past or in the present?
Okay, like a country, we got a three system, which is the developing country, undeveloped, and developed country.
Mm-hmm. Developing countries and developed countries. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so maybe something change according to the country.
Yeah, so according to you, I mean, what have been some ways that you've seen your country? Can you introduce yourself to the class and tell everyone where you're from?
Yes, my name is Eric. I'm from Taiwan.
Okay, thank you. Can you maybe share some examples of ways that you think your country has progressed?
Okay, like before, like 1960 or something, early years, and we are our the main export product is the agriculture, but later on, after we got a big improvement, and we changed to like a high technology, the laptop, the electronic equipment. That's the big progress of our country.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, that's a big point. Technological advancements. That's what a lot of people link. A lot of people link this idea of progress to technological advancements. So thank you for bringing that up. I want to make sure we get everyone's opinions on this. Mustafa, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, he's gone. Robbie, are you back with us? Can you hear? I'm sorry, we still can't hear you. In the upper right-hand corner, there should be some pictures of a microphone and a camera and some other settings. Make sure that it's not on mute. Can anyone else in the class hear him? Sometimes this happens.
No, I can't hear.
No, I can't.
We can't hear you, sorry. Dina, hi, how are you? Can you hear us? All right. And Chetan, are you there? Okay, so some of you might be having audio problems. It could just be that your microphone is on mute, so you can check those settings, or also your general computer settings that everything is working. Okay, so we've mentioned technological advancement. Can you think of maybe any one of you guys ways that maybe you feel like your culture or your country or humanity is not improving with time? Do you think that the future looks like a better place than the past in the way that
Yeah,
we're going? Chetan?
yeah. Yeah, I can see the future as a good. In India, in past, people think about orthodox views about the culture or something, that there are many restrictions on girls, on females, that you are not able to wear such type of short clothes or something like which a girl wants to wear. But now these days the changes are has been made, and the views also transform, and the people adopt new changes, and they really like them. So I see a clear future which is good for society also.
Mm-hmm. Good, good. Thank you. Eric, what about you? Do you agree?
I
Yes,
think
I
this is really a cultural change which we need to discuss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think Verbling is a really great place to do this because maybe as time goes on in the world, maybe some things are progressing and improving, but it's happening at different rates and in different contexts around the world. So this is a really great place to share our ideas. This is a great forum.
But I think the Google Plus is not good. It's again and again disconnected.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of progress, this Google Hangout keeps cutting out on people. Yeah,
I
that's
think
totally.
Wobbling needs to get collaboration with Skype. Skype is best as comparison to Google Plus.
Although I don't think we can have, so many people through Skype. So I think this
Okay.
works. I don't know. It's improving every day. It's getting better. Eric,
yes, I'm here.
what do you think? Do you think the future looks like a brighter place?
Yeah,
Or are there some ways in which, because if we talk to our grandparents or other people that were alive many years ago, they'll often you'll hear that it was a much simpler time, maybe
yeah,
a happier time. And so they can think of a lot of ways in which life was more simple and more peaceful many years ago.
yeah,
Um, Granted, if we want to say that society has progressed and more people are gaining rights, maybe it's progressed in that way, but maybe there are other things that actually maybe were better in the past. And so if we are comparing the past and the present and the future,
yes.
what have been some ways that you think your country or your culture or people in general have progressed, and what do you think are some ways in which maybe the past was uh, a better time?
Yeah, well, as you said, it reminds me, I think some of the thing in my country is not progressing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
now in our country got a big issue that is establishing the nuclear plant to let us have more power in our country. And like historical of the Japan, the 2 years ago the tsunami happened, and it destroyed the nuclear plant, and the the radiation emission expanded to all the ocean and affect other nearby country. It might affect a lot of damage and contaminate a lot of things. So it might be a progress. Might not be
Mm-hmm.
a progress. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's true. What about you, Manuel?
Well, talking about progress in the future, my foresight tells me that there are pros and cons.
Okay, so what would the pros be?
Yeah, well, the pros, most of the countries that are still developing, their people are going to get better medical care and personal freedom, and well, they're going to improve their rights, I mean. And in the cons, I think that the world is going directly to, let's say, an inequality. There are very different status between wealthy people and poor people, and it's getting worse and worse every day. I think that's the main disadvantage, or well, the major setback that I can see in the future.
Is the basically it's so polarized. You have the very wealthy and then the very poor. Okay, so we're maybe losing a middle class. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I can see it in my own country these days. As you may know, Spain is in the middle of a recession, and middle class is almost disappearing. Most of my friends have moved abroad these days because there's a shortage of jobs here in Spain, and we are forced to move. That's the truth.
So this is how you see the future going, this issue becoming more and more serious.
Yeah, I can see that is the situation. Let's say the polarization, it's getting worse and worse every day. It's something we have to tackle. I don't know how, but we should take care of that issue.
Yeah, so and that would, I guess, you're considering that a con. So what would you consider to be a pro for the direction in which the world is going?
Well, as I told you before, for many countries that are still developing, like for example, countries in Africa or some countries in South America, every day I think they're improving. For example, their medical care, their facilities, their infrastructures, and that is something we have to take into consideration.
So it's interesting. You're comparing your country with well, basically you're comparing developed nations as well as developing nations. So I guess you're thinking on a more universal scale. Maybe what about in your country, ways in which your country is actually progressing and getting better according to you in the future? What are some pros for your country that you see or foresee for the future?
Well, firstly, we should start by tackling the issue of corruption. I think it's one of the best, one of the major, let's say, issues to tackle, because it's really widespread, and most of the investments that have been made in my country, well, they are pointless or useless these days, because some of the politicians have taken the money away. And well, for me, this is the most important issue we should face.
Okay, yeah. So it's maybe it's an optimistic pro. Like hopefully this will get better. Okay.
Yeah, but it's easy said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much. Ahmed, are you there? Can you hear us?
Of course, my name is Ahmed. I am living in Kuwait currently.
Hi.
Uh, Hi, how are you all? Nice to meet you today. I
Nice
don't
to
know
meet
how
you.
I can express the progresses in my country,
No
but
problem.
originally,
Well, what do you
uh,
think progress is for you? Yeah, where are you from?
uh, I am from Syria, but
Syria?
currently living in Kuwait.
Okay, well,
There is now there is no progress in my country because of the distraction in Syria and my country. There is a war, and all of us know about that.
mhm,
Country current my country going to a very bad situation, and it's by the time it's getting worse and worse. Uh, it's a war. I don't know how to express the progress. There is no progress.
right. No,
Here
that
is we
yeah,
have
this
one
is a
things.
really interesting.
We have only cons in my situation. We don't have pros to describe this pros currently. Just
This is
I
an
pray for my country. Just what I can do.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is an interesting example. And yeah, maybe it seems like the situation is getting worse and worse every day. But what do you think this means in the bigger picture? Maybe years from now or generations from now, do you think that yes, what's going on right now is
I can't. We
devastating, but
already, frankly, I can't expect the future because we currently in a dark episode of the life in my country, especially. We can't expect anything because every day we have something that may attack everyone. Just it's not attack only a civilian in Syria, but attack every Syrian outside Syria and inside Syria. So the situation, maybe next generation after 14 years, 60 years, next, we'll expect something good. But
Hello?
but but I will be optimistic and will expect a good things. I
Hello.
will expect
Good morning.
a good future. Yes.
so what would you consider to be what would you consider to be progress? Like, how would you like to see your country progressing? By the way, hi, Carlos. Thanks for joining us.
Equality. The
Hello.
most
Good morning,
important.
everyone.
And,
Are you asking me? Can you repeat again? I've just
oh,
arrived here.
oh, I know. I just wanted to say hi and acknowledge you. We were talking about progress and if we see it or if we don't in our own countries or for the world in general. And I was actually asking Ahmed, who's from Syria, and he was talking about his thoughts on progress in his country.
In,
So, and uh,
sorry.
oh, it's okay. No, thanks. Welcome. So, Ahmed, are you still there?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
What the
Yeah.
last
Okay.
question
You are
was?
talking about progress, no? What is the topic? Progress, and what is the grammar? The grammar is past
The gra
perfect.
No, the grammar is just we're just having conversation
Okay.
and talking about the idea of progress. I think maybe a lot of people have different definitions of it, kind of like our conversation about happiness and success. Progress is another very big idea
Okay.
that is being reiterated all the time, and I feel like people have different definitions of it and in different cultural contexts as well. So I was going around asking people in the class how they define progress and also maybe different examples they've seen of progress in their own country or in history in the world in general. And I was asking Ahmed when you joined the class, Carlos, Ahmed was talking about the situation in Syria and his views on progress in his own country. So, Ahmed, could you please continue?
Yes, the most important things nowadays we must stop the bloodshed. Bloodshed. It's the most important things to do to my country. It's a responsibility for the whole world. It's not. It's not a Syrian issue. It's not just a Syrian issue. In the future, I will be optimistic, and we must get rid of tribal and clan. This concept that face every country, maybe the tribalism and clanism. Maybe it's wrong or right. I don't know, but by the way, we must convict the Bashar al-Assad because what he did and still doing to my country. He is the president, owing to be a president, but it's not president, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is a very interesting time in history with so many revolutions happening. And perhaps the situation, like we were saying, is very serious and also devastating. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is maybe in the bigger picture? We say in the bigger picture. So if we're looking at maybe just these few decades, in the big picture of the world being hundreds and thousands of years old, do you think that this is a step forward in general? What do you think, Carlos?
Okay, progress in general is an advanced situation. Maybe technology can help us to progress. The progress is not also in technology, it's also in rights, and also when your children live better than you. So the progress is when the next generation has more expectation than the last generation. So the progress is always in advance, but not in a very extremely rise, but always improving your quality of life, your quality of rights, your economy. Okay, a different things that are always in advance. So I think it's a progress. It could be technology, health, wealth, good quality, it is etc. So in my opinion, in progress is when you are always getting better, and your next generation has more expectation than the previous generation, more or less, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you for that. What do you, according to this definition, then, do you think that the world is progressing? Do you think that the world is advancing, getting better? Do you think children today are living better than children maybe 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 years ago?
Me again?
Sure, you, and this question is also open to anyone. Everyone, please feel free to speak.
In my opinion, there are different speeds in the world. In general, sometimes we are in the opposite of progress. We are down sometimes, but in general, in long term, we are always progress. In long term, sometimes in a short term we can fall down a little bit, but always to be stronger in the next step.
The most important thing we should have a progress. The most important thing is the education and the health system. Education and health system is the most important thing in any country. And we must, in the education system, when we go through the education system must have a research unit. In the Middle East, we don't have this big loan or bursaries for the research, for the conduct of the research. By the way, by contrast to the United States or
continue.
Or
if anybody wants to speak,
me or you? It's a general question.
I prefer another person to their opinion, to hear the opinion.
I don't know what you are meaning of, but it's a general question to all of them in this class, okay. Not for me or you, isn't it, Kendy?
This question of progress is
no, it's a general question, not for me or for Carlos, because Carlos he is top me. talking.
Oh, yeah, of course, this is a general discussion for anyone and everyone to share their ideas, even people that are just watching this class online that are not in the class. Please feel free and participate. You can use the Verbling chat box to type in your ideas and participate that way. Absolutely. Did you want to continue?
No, Carlos, if you want to continue,
Who?
continue, Carlos.
Me?
Yes, you stopped me. Interrupt me
Am I only the only speaker here? No.
Okay, all right, let's hear from someone.
I don't mind to speak. So, okay, we are talking about the progress. What do you expect about the progress? Okay, so the progress should be if all the countries create agreements to be in progress, could be better. So we should be in progress together in the world. The countries should be have agreements in science, for example, or for example to discover new technologies, to do the life better to the rest of the world, new kill pains to fight, for example, diseases. This kind of things. So if you collaborate, if everybody collaborate, we can do a better world and a good progress.
Okay. Let me go to Kim. Are you there? Can you hear us? So we can't hear you. If you're talking, make sure your microphone is not on mute.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great, thank you for being here. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, all right, welcome. I don't know if you've been following the discussion, but we are talking about progress, this idea of progress. And I want to know, what does progress mean to you? What do you think is progress? And do you have any examples from your own country or culture or just history in general? What do you see as progress being made? Oh, bye. Okay. Wolf, what about you, continuing the discussion between Carlos and Ahmed? What do you think?
Progress, I think, progress would up from today. But I think life events changing to progress. If you look at the First World War, Second World War, in a war, an economic crisis is a prevent the progress, is slow down the progress, especially at the moment in Middle East. There are a lot of things happen in Middle East, but I think is a reaching agreement is not possible because every leader and politicians just take care of their benefits. They just
Yes,
pay their they just pay more attention for their peoples, not
for
they
their
are not.
families, only for their families and royal families.
Sorry.
Yes, I agree with you. For their royal families, presidents in the Middle East.
Yeah, but for the record, but I'm not support Assad in Syria, but a lot of I know and a lot of countries hiding behind Assad. You can't just blame the Assad. There are a lot of actors in this issue.
Yes, of
in Middle
course,
East.
I agree with you.
There are a lot of actors in this issue, but nobody wants to solve in this issue because I think against their own benefits. They are
Yes,
not
of
really
course.
focusing on peace. I'm not talking about on the Middle East and all around the world. That's I think human nature because yeah.
Wolf, do you think that in general the world is moving toward a better place? All things considered, all situations happening currently, do you feel optimistic about, let's say, progress in the future?
I'm sorry to say this, but I'm not optimistic because, like I said in the beginning of my speech, the progress built up from today, but life events change into progress. I don't know what's happening in the future because already progress continue at the moment. You can see it's not rocket science, but I don't know what's the future holds. What the future holds the events. Some maybe terrible happen, terrible worries starting, or I don't know. It's going to change all progress. It's really related to the progress and life events really related to each other's. Because yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah.
just
Thank
want
you.
to add that we can live today and expect future from our days, currently days. Yes.
You can't expect a future, a
We can
good or a
expect,
bad.
yes, we can expect future from our living days. يعني, like for example, if today is being in peace and being in peace and being in a wealth and being
Okay, if anybody speaks, I'll do. So I a little bit agree. If anybody speaks, okay, it's very embarrassing to be silent. So
Carlos,
I break the ice. I break the ice.
I think he's very desperate to speak.
Let me just say, Carlos, I totally love having you in the class. Your enthusiasm is so awesome. And it's a really good model. I don't know if you can hear correctly though, because Ahmed was speaking. So maybe could you not hear him? Was it just silent for you?
I have my microphone is mute here. I can't do nothing.
Oh, we can hear you. Your microphone is fine, I think. But there was no one actually silent. I think Ahmed was talking.
Oh, I'm sorry because I only in my screen
talking, no
my
problem.
computer
Keep
is
talking.
silent. So maybe I speak and I cut somebody. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. No, it's totally fine. But
No,
I think
keep
we're
talking.
finding out there's some sound issues.
Let me know when I can speak. Let me know when I can speak.
You can speak now. You can speak now.
Sorry.
Continue. Carlos,
Okay.
continue. No problem.
Ahmed wants you to talk, but can you hear us okay? Carlos, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear right now.
You know what's funny? Sometimes this happens. I had a student in my class a couple weeks ago, and I was calling on him. I couldn't hear anything, so I moved on to the other students, but every other student in the class could hear him except me. So sometimes there can be little glitches. I'm not really sure exactly. So it's okay. This is normal. Sometimes that happens.
This is it. Technology problems. Okay, no, it doesn't matter.
Speaking of progressing, okay, so continue. Ahmed wants you to continue. Carlos, go ahead.
I just lost the ideas. No problem. Carlos, continue. You have your ideas. No problem. Carlos, continue. Carlos can't hear me. Maybe there is a problem.
Yeah,
so Kendy, you can. Yes. Kendy, you continue with another student.
All right, Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear the other students?
No.
That's the problem. Okay, yeah. Okay. So Ahmed is asking you to continue then. He wants
continue
to
with my opinion.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Yes. Okay. I would like to be optimist because okay, sometimes you can feel like pessimist, but you don't need to you don't. It's not possible to feel pessimist. You need to be optimist always. If not, we are always pessimist. As the pessimist is, you can transmit the people. So you should be optimist to transmit optimism to their people. So the situation could be bad, but it's always on the go to be better. In my opinion, you should be always stronger and an optimist. In my opinion.
Okay,
instead of the circumstances.
So in which ways are you optimistic about the future?
Okay, in which ways? Yes, in my opinion, after the storm, continue the calm. So it's a Spanish expression. After the storm, always will be the calm. and the progress. So it's always like a progress is a kind of difficult situation. If we overcome this situation, we can have a better situation. So it's sometimes that after a bad situation, if for sure will be a new leaf. We open a new leaf.
So which aspects of life do you see as progressing or advancing?
For example, in my opinion, medicines and health are always improving and progressing and can fight our diseases. Another thing is the behavior of humankind. So it's more difficult. But if I speak in technology, in health, in this kind of things, the future could be better. The expectation could be better. And the humankind could be more humble or more committed with the rest of the people. So here we propose two things. One is the improvement of the behavior of humankind, and second, the behavior of technology. Overall, in medicines and yes, for fight diseases.
I think, excuse me, I think Carlos is talking about the improvement in moral education, which is very,
yes. So
which is
education
really,
also. Yes.
yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with. I can hear you. Okay, I agree with you. So I refer to this kind of things, the kind of things that we can do with technology, with health, education. We should to use better and better to improve. So
we should use them. We should use those things for the better.
So we have
not for evil.
We have the tools to do the things better, and the humankind should be more friendly against neighborhoods, in my opinion.
Humans should be more free in their neighborhoods?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Humans should be more free in their neighborhoods, or
more friendly, friendly.
Oh, friendly.
Sorry, friendly. Should be friendly, comprehensive, and sympathetic.
Maybe you're talking about communal.
I'm talking about in general. For example, the situation in countries with they are, for example, in fights, so they should to solve their problems. Okay, as soon as it's difficult, but so I think it's possible in the future. So it's one thing of progress. One thing of progress is the behavior, the better behavior.
Okay. What do you guys have to say?
Sorry, the healthcare is no, I mean health is a progress. Maybe in the future we will find to cure all kinds of disease, but if you don't have money, you can't buy the medicine. It's gonna be a problem. And secondly, in the future, you can be will be optimistic always. Is not possible. And world have a lot of issues. If you look at global warming, overpopulation, economic crisis, food shortage. How are we gonna solve this kind of issues with taking optimistic approach? Is enough? Is that enough?
Me is okay. Things are not easy, but we are. I'm thinking in the future, not tomorrow, no next month. I'm thinking in more than 5 or 10 years. So the situation now is very bad in general. In my country, in Spain, is not good. The rate of unemployment is very high. But I am optimistic in the sense that in the future we can overcome these problems. So after a bad situation, we can learn about our mistakes and we improve and not drop again with the same mistakes. So we should to learn about our mistakes. Is in general my opinion. The progress, I'm thinking not in short term. I'm thinking in a little long term.
100 times is enough?
No,
100 times?
no, it's okay. No, 100 times no. I'm thinking in 5 or 10 years time.
Okay, sorry, but you said I totally agree with you. We need to learn about my ex mistakes, yeah. But if you look at the history, yeah,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
first World War followed the Second World War, an economic crisis, and now Middle East. It doesn't change anything. It's getting worse.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I am obligated to be optimist.
Optimistic.
See, I try to be optimist instead of things.
Optimistic.
Instead of things, and you should to be.
Yeah, I respect your opinion, but I disagree because I mean, optimism, I think, couldn't solve anything in the future. But I respect your opinion.
Okay. The exactly word is realistic and optimistic.
Yes, realistic and optimistic. I would just want to say something that there is something, there is one thing that share with all the scientists and all the inventor and creative around the world, that due to the research that I read it from maybe 3 years ago, that all of them share one thing, that they are all positive.
I'm sorry. I have to go.
I think someone's getting call on Skype.
Yeah, I'm going. I have a call. Bye bye. Sorry.
Bye, Carlos. Bye.
Bye.
And actually, we have to wrap it up. I do have another class coming up in about a minute, but we can continue this discussion because there were a lot of issues that we didn't touch on that I would love to hear your opinions on. Namely technology, the environment, and other social issues. So perhaps we will continue this discussion in a future class. So for now, I'd like to say thank you for everyone's participation, and also thank you for just being very respectful individuals as well. That's why these classes are so great, because you guys are so great. So thank you, and I hope to see you guys again. Have a good day. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.